you have what it takes to show your true colors? The guts, the determination, the will to be a Pokemon master? Back in the day, that was our dream. These were our glory days. We didn't have social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, those didn't exist. We didn't have much wireless internet worth a fuck. We blew all of our life savings on Pokemon, a franchise 20 years strong that defined generations to come. Yeah, those were the days, but unfortunately I was one of those unlucky few. My sisters, my brother, even the neighbor kids were all into this stuff, but unfortunately I was a wuss. I just couldn't learn the main premise of the Pokemon games, which were patience, you know, little by little, baby steps, yada yada yada. So, and I didn't like fighting either. I didn't like fighting Pokemon and losing. I grew up losing, so. If you know me, you know I'm a casual gamer, and I'm also a collector, and that's what I resorted to. But Nintendo and Game Freak did decide eventually to release some titles for the casual gamer, you know, games like Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Channel, and, Hey You, Pikachu. But I don't think there's any title than one for the Game Boy that stood out for me quite like
Pokémon Pinball. Yes, indeed. It's funny what happens when you realize that among all these high-stress Pokemon titles that you've released, you haven't released one for the casual gamer, tisk tisk. But anyway. So the red stage does what, and the blue stage does what? Oh god, why are you making me be so picky-choosy? Yeah, fine, we'll do the red one. So many decisions. 2 decisions. Starting from Pewter City. This doesn't even look like a city. It's Pokemon Center looks like, you know how Dollar General, you know that store you find in the middle of nowhere? It kind of looks like that. Alright, so this game is not just some sort of gimmick, in case you're wondering. Yes, you actually do catch Pokemon by flipping over panels by hitting the bumpers at the top. And I guess in this case we give flipping the bird a whole new meaning. Once you have flipped over all 6 panels, you have to strike the Pokemon with your Pokeball. This is why PETA is coming after us. And although you can't really kill 2 birds with 1 stone, you can capture one with a Pokeball. What the hell am I saying? Another thing to keep in mind is that if you activate all 3 actuators in the slots above the bumpers at the top, you will increase the field multiplier by upgrading your ball.
By the way, before we continue, please take this moment to just get your minds out of the gutter for at least the next 10 minutes, because I have a feeling we're going to be discussing balls quite a bit.
Alrighty, where was I? I guess I was just demonstrating the lack of creativity for some of these Pokemon names, and that awkward pause that happens right after you lose your ball. So yeah, fail and shit like that. But we can't worry about that anymore because we're switching locations. New place, new Pokemon, right? Yeah, we'll see about that. And you see that slot in the middle? Yeah, you may think it's easy to get into, but it's really not. And thank God I did, because I was getting real sick of that corny circus music. Oh look, you're having a bad day. Why don't we let Ditto cockblock you and make you charge Pikachu before he becomes useful? Although it is one of my all-time favorites, this game certainly isn't lacking in things that piss me off. Have you ever heard the expression, flipping the table? Yeah, this is the kind of thing that applies to. Observe.
It was at this point I remember why this thing went flying across the room so much.
Alright game, you do realize you're responsible for so much rage in my life. What do you have to say in your defense? Okay, fine, be that way. And you want to know what else is facepalm worthy? Sometimes I can't even get the damn Pokemon. It runs away from me, it makes me lose my ball, you know, shit like that. Other times it takes me all of 17 seconds to get it. And that's when I figured out it's just my damn luck. And that's really the only thing that keeps me going. Sometimes you fail at life, sometimes you're a boss! Now the blue stage has got something ridiculous that for some reason makes me do better. It's called symmetry. I might add it is also much easier to get into the slot that lets you catch Pokemon because it kinda shoves you right in. Of course, the problem with the force that keeps you up there is that it decides when you're done up there. You don't see it now, but sometimes I've run into it when it's still pointing up. But in any case, now we're whacking birds with balls again. What does this game have against birds? Is it that they do something that we can't? Back to the red stage, and I know what you're thinking. How do we get these things to evolve? Well, I just ran up the left, whatchamahoo's-it 4 times. Here's where you gotta choose wisely and not repeat anything in your Pokédex. You know, because that's not very productive. But you know how they mentioned traveling across the land searching far and wide? Yeah, buckle the fuck up. I guarantee you'll cover a lot more ground with this Pokeball trying to get items and collectibles and experience points than you will trying to take the stairs to your office. But anyway, here I'm demonstrating my favorite method of cheating my way out of trying to get the ball to the top of the table. Aren't you glad things don't evolve this quickly in real life? But just remember this, getting your Pokemon to evolve is not as easy as having a seizure in the upper tier hitting bumpers and flipping panels, then hitting it relentlessly. You have to find items in certain places, and sometimes you won't get what you want right away. Exhibit A. You have to have really good aim sometimes, because it took me forever and a day to get this stupid fucking moonstone, just to get this one spot on my Pokédex. Not only that, but you also have to get it in the hole once again before time runs out. Oh boy, that's 3 Pokemon I'm in possession of now, but there's not really a whole lot to do at this point than play some bonus levels. Because why not? That's right, once you've caught 3 Pokemon, the game bugs you to death until you play the bonus level. To start things off, we have the Diglett stage, and I was able to get the hang of this, even though it was pretty easy to fuck up, with a combined effort of spamming the flippers and vicious table humping. All in an effort to make it to the boss, which I think it goes without saying is Dugtrio. On the other side of the bonus levels, we have the Meowth stage to start off with, in which you beat the shit out of him mercilessly to get all those gold nuggets or whatever the hell those are. I like to call it Muggin' Meowth. This one is perhaps the most unique to me. This is the Gengar stage. Now here you're facing off against what at the time was basically the whole lineup of psychic Pokemon in 3 different levels. And of course here you're beating the shit out of ghosts with the ball. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Next we have the Seal stage, which sadly is the most accurately named Pokemon. Basically here you're just setting yourself up for the dumbest whack-a-mole type game ever. Last and quite possibly least, we have the Mewtwo stage. Now, let me give you some advice here. Do not set your expectations high. I can guarantee you that you will not nail this on your first try. Ever. Period. However, you will find it useful for running your score up into perhaps the billions. That's what I'm talking about. Must catch them all. You know, you could do it back in the day. There were only 151. Good lord, now what do you want me to do? I mean, I've been just about everywhere. I've filling up that Pokédex real fast, and now I've caught the most racist Pokemon on the planet. Well, speaking of Pokédex, let me show you how that thing works. So let's run down the list, and clearly we have a bunch of taxonomical errors. Case in point, apparently Blastoise is a shellfish, and that is clearly a frog. And I'm not sure this is correctly identified as a Psy, although I could have sworn I've seen one of those before. And no, you don't get a trophy just for trying. And it's got its fair share of grammatical errors as well. I mean, some Pokemon don't even have nouns describing them. By the way, a while back I caught this wild Mewtwo. How is that possible? I must say, it seems like we've been through quite a lot for one pinball game, but dare I say, there might be a sequel.